Go on then. And we're back. Madman talking to a camera. And it's a new one. This is going to be my 1 week with the Canon EOS R. And my thoughts on the changes and differences in upgrading from the RP. It's going to be a pretty quick fire one this. Number one is obvious when you pick up the camera. It is the size and weight. It's bigger in the hand and is heavier. Bigger and heavier might sound like negative points, but with this one, it's actually a positive. It feels better made and there's room for your whole hand. I always found my little finger, even though I've got small hands, didn't really have anywhere to go with the RP. Battery life. Battery life has been pretty incredible. I pretty much went through the whole of the first week with 1.5 batteries used. With the RP and the same sort of use, I probably would have gone through 2 or 3, maybe more. There it is. That was number one being spotted out in the wild, looking like a madman talking to a camera. Oh, it's good to be back. The battery life is absolutely incredible. The batteries are physically bigger. I don't think I'm going to be taking 4 batteries every time I go somewhere. Number 3, snappiness. Everything with this camera is slightly quicker, or it appears quicker. Scrolling through menus, changing the settings and exposures to the shutter itself. Everything feels a little bit sharper, a little bit quicker, snappier. When it comes to the image, the dynamic range, much better. I feel like it's the same step up that I observed going from the 77D, which was a crop sensor, up to the RP. The EOS R just takes it that little bit further. Let's talk about some of the bits that I've yet to get used to. Number 1, the touch bar. Currently got that mapped so it changes the manual audio gain settings. I don't know that I've really got it exactly how I want it. I wish there was a better use for it, but for me, I really don't think there is one. We're going to be plagued by wind noise now. We'll continue this under the trees, I think. Another one is the record button. It's very slightly different to the RP. The location, I think, is exactly the same. I don't think there's any surprises there, but the bit surrounding it is slightly raised up more than in the EOS RP. That has led to quite a few occasions where I'm pretty sure we're rolling, but it's turned out that we're not. I've not pressed the button properly. Let's try that again with manual focus turned off. Autofocus, let's go. And that's another note. The autofocus here on the R and the RP, I've not noticed any difference between them. Maybe the R is a little bit quicker and better at identifying where faces are. Otherwise, no big difference. I have been struggling with the record button. The edge around the record button is slightly raised compared to the EOS RP. Not a big deal, and just something to get used to. And finally, the touch bar. I'm not really too sure what to be using the touch bar for. When it comes to video, it's pretty simple. It's the volume for the microphone. But when it comes to photo, I wish I had an idea of what I'd like to use it for. There doesn't seem to be anything that jumps out at me with the things you can assign it to. Some people are suggesting setting it to ISO, but if you're using a lens already with a control ring on the front, like I am here, the ISO is at your fingertips anyway. It's no big deal to just turn that instead of a bar. That's my first impressions in upgrading from the EOS RP to the EOS R. We'll be going over why I did it in another video. If you want to catch that, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. there's going to be a little bonus entry here for a little shutter that comes down when you turn the camera off to protect the sensor. I really like that. I'm not too sure why the RP didn't have it, but that's really quite cool.